All right, we got my boy CPAT with me, Colin Reeser. How you been?
I've been good, man. How have you been?
I've been pretty well. Whoops.
Shit.
Let's just start off with what have you been doing since your last fight?
Um, Honestly, I haven't been doing much, can't lie. I've been trying to find a new gym since I moved. Um, I have a few gyms in mind. There's one that's like a half hour for me. It's in like Bloomsburg. It's actually really nice and cheap as shit. Get $60 a month and you get unlimited MMA classes.
Oh, that's
That's like you
fucking
can't beat
insane.
that.
No, you
You can't
can't.
beat that.
I'm paying $100 a
So
month at my place, and I just kind of like have loyalty there. I love my coaches. But
yeah,
yeah, I mean,
when
if
I
the
was
price went down, I definitely wouldn't mind.
Yeah, when I was at Nick Catone's in Jersey, I was paying 167 a month, and that was with the discount. Originally, it's like 220 a month.
Sheesh. But you were training
Yeah,
with
it
some
was.
killers over there, right?
Yeah, Corey Anderson, Frankie Edgar, who else? Eddie Alvarez pops in there sometimes. So straight up murderers. Like,
How was your wrestling like doing compared to like these jujitsu guys that like just train jujitsu every day and you coming out of high school?
it helped me a lot. I would always get takedowns, and then I'd end up getting put in a fucking triangle or something. Like that was just how it
Yeah.
was. Like I would take somebody down, and then if I didn't land in side control, I wouldn't really get much. My friend who was a blue belt, I actually took him down once and got into a mounted guillotine, and I actually subbed him, and I was like, it was like my proudest moment ever. Like
Oh, that's
because
that's
I was like,
amazing.
it was like my second jujitsu class, like I didn't know what I was doing, but being able to take him down, and he was a blue belt, which I know isn't like super high, but you have experience at that level, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? So that was pretty cool to actually get that.
I know coming from my high school wrestling experience, I got guillotined like every single day for like 3 months straight. Every day.
Dude, it's a very humbling experience. Like with T Nasty, he said like he was doing like I don't think he wrestled in high school or anything, but he just started going to jujitsu classes,
Mhm.
and he was like, "Damn, I'm not as good as I thought I was." You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
always get that experience when you first go in, especially from being self-taught going into an actual gym. It's like, oh shit, yeah, maybe I'm not as good as
Yeah.
I thought I was.
All right. Speaking of T Nasty, he actually wanted me to ask you some questions. I told him I was going to interview you. He had something he'd like to ask.
Okay,
First of
sweet,
all, is how do you think the rematch between you and him would go?
dude. Honestly, me and him have both improved so much as fighters. Um, I think one of us gets finished in that one. I don't think that like he may look like a skinny dude, but his punches fucking hurt. I can sit here and say that like he rung my bell with there was one exchange after I took him down in the second round, and then we got back up. There was one exchange where he hit me. I don't know where it was, but like I was like, oh shit, where am I? And I was in southpaw. I'm like, why the fuck am I in my southpaw stance? So I switched back to orthodox, and then I eventually I switched back to southpaw again, and then took him down with like that big slam that was in the video. But dude, I don't know. I see one of us getting finished, and I see it being a crazy, crazy, crazy fight. I already told him like I'm cutting weight right now. I'm around like 166 right now because I put on a little bit of pounds after the sensation fight. But I'm trying to get down to at least 155 by August 5th, which I can definitely do. It's pretty easy with my metabolism. But when I get down to that level, I feel like me and him we're gonna have to do bare knuckle just because
That's
like
gonna be insane.
dude, it I've been wanting to do it so bad. And originally I was supposed to go against Lil Mac, but I was allowed to throw kicks, so I had like a little bit of like it would make it a little bit even because his
Yeah,
boxing is like ridiculous. So I was originally allowed to throw kicks, but it never ended up happening. And but yeah, me and T, we can do bare knuckle MMA. I feel like that'd be absolutely insane.
that would be a barn burner.
Oh my God,
Absolute barn burner.
it would be ridiculous for like no reason. Because like he has a crazy chin. Like I watched one of his fights, like when I was first looking for somebody, like I need somebody who I can fight that's not terrible, but isn't I know is not going to kick my ass. Like I wanted a fair challenge because it was my first fight and whatever. And then I seen his fight with some guy, but he whooped him. I think he subbed him or TKO'd him, something like that. And the fight before that I was watching, he fought this guy. I think it was Joe Gage. I think that was his name. But he got, no disrespect to T Nasty because I love the dude, but he got fucked up so bad because that dude, he was cracking him on the chin and he would just not go down. Like there was one part in the video where he literally went and he was like, "I eat that shit." And I was like, Jesus Christ, this dude's an animal. Like if I fight him, I'm not knocking this dude out. But yeah, I honestly, a lot of people don't even think I won that fight. Like Sensation, he didn't think I won that fight. I honestly, I can fairly say it should have been a draw. I don't think I did enough. Like as a fighter, I don't think I did enough to win that fight. It was very even with I was taking him down. He was punching me in the face when we got back up. There was a few times where I hit him in the head when we were standing, but I don't think I did enough to win that fight. I feel like it should have been a draw.
I reviewed that one, and I honestly think that with your forward pressure, that's kind of what gave it to the judges, just because you had him walking backwards most of the fight, even though he was still
Yeah.
hitting you. You were the one who was engaging first. You were the one who was being the more aggressive fighter. So when it comes to like that draw situation like that, it's going to come to who was showing the most aggression, and you edged that one out.
I mean, I could see that too, but at the same time, you can always look at like, okay, the first round starts.
Yeah.
We had like a little wild exchange, and then he took me down. I tried to get a guillotine in, but I was still saying this to this day. I don't know how that motherfucker popped his head out. It was like the Volkanovski and Ortega thing. Like his head just, boop, and I'm like, oh shit, and he just started boom, boom. I'm like, fuck, I'm about to get TKO'd. But for some reason I have a chin made of like granite, so I don't get knocked out. I don't understand how. Like the same thing with the head kick from Sensation. You've seen it in person. I watched the video and I was like, damn, I got folded. But for some reason, like as soon as I hit the ground, I was like, oh shit, why am I on the ground? And then I just shot on his leg and tried to take him down. But there's another part of I wanted to mention. There's another part of that fight that a lot of people didn't get to see. But when I took him down and I got on top of him, I said, "Nice head kick," and I just started doing this on his head. And then he texted me and was like, "Dude, at that point, I thought you were the fucking Terminator." I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna beat this dude." But I got fucking subs because my jujitsu sucks. But it's
Nah,
all good.
good. I think, okay, so whoever yelled out stand up totally threw you off. They yelled out
Yeah.
stand up, and I'm like, no, no, don't stand up. Don't stand up. Please don't.
Yeah, I don't know why, bro. I was because another part that pisses me off is when we were getting up and he got up to his feet. I was trying to get to his back, and I was trying to do a mat return, and then that way, if I could landed a mat return and he went to his back or something, or he stayed on top, I would get some sort of top mount to where I could either land strikes down from the top position or look for some sort of submission. Like I'm better with chokes than I am with like arm bars and like shit like that. So if I got in like a rear naked choke or something, I feel like it would have been done. I feel like personally, if we rematch again where I have proper time to train and I don't have to jump right into the cage as soon as I get there, I feel like then I win. Like that's just me. Like he's a hell of a fighter. I just feel like I know now what he wants to do, and it's either spam a head kick or try and choke me out. And I don't think either of it's going to happen. I mean, you've seen it. I ate his one kick.
Mhm.
He can kick me again. I'm still not going to do it. It's going to do the same thing. I might go down, but I'm not getting knocked out.
I think that was the cleanest you could have been hit by anybody. And you just ate it. You ate a kick to the face. There's not too
Yeah.
many people that can do that.
I didn't know that I had a chin like that, honestly, until I fought T. Like when he was hitting me, I'm like, oh shit, this is what it feels like to get hit with 4 ounce gloves. This isn't really that fun. But like, I was like, I didn't get knocked out, which is pretty cool. And then yeah, I mean, like like I said, he hits like a damn truck. He may be skinny, he may be a skinny dude, but don't let that mask the fact that he hits like a fucking truck. It was like getting punched by Mike Tyson. Like that dude, he punches hard. I feel bad for the people that have gotten hit by him. Like another guy, Winged C, they fought and he got cracked on the chin within the first 30 seconds and just dropped. But again, he didn't get knocked out. That was pretty impressive. But yeah, like I said, I think if the rematch, I think one of us gets finished. But I don't. I not to toot my own horn, but I don't see it being me. I I, I think, and I think personally, like all respect to him, I think the only way I can finish him is if I sub him. I think that's the only way, and I don't think he would even tap. I think he would just rather go to sleep than tap.
That's
He's
the only
just
way to
that type
finish
of
you is
guy.
to choke you out or break your arm.
Yeah, that's literally the only way I lose a fight ever, or by decision. But I haven't. That hasn't gotten to that yet. Um, hopefully my fight on in August. Hopefully I can win that with a like I want to make my name known. Like a lot of people are, oh yeah, CPAT, but like a lot of people judge me by my record. I don't
Mhm.
want that. I don't want to be judged by
Bro,
my record.
anybody who's fought you, T Nasty's been speaking it all throughout the group chat. Do not judge this man by his record. I will say the same fucking thing. I got hit one fucking time and I forgot like 30 seconds of what just happened. Like, do not diss on this man. He will put your fucking lights out.
Yeah, dude. I don't I don't really lift that much. Like I used to. There was like a good few months where I was lifting like crazy, and that was when I was like around 150, 155. And I was in the best shape of my life. But you know how it is when you get into a relationship, you get
Yeah.
comfortable, and 175 came around, and I was like, oh shit, that came quick.
Bro, that's what
Like,
happened to me. I got up to like 185. I'm like, nah.
yeah, dude, I weighed myself the other day, and I'm the heaviest I've ever been. I was 181, and I was like, no, I'm not doing this now anymore. So that was Saturday. Now I'm 177. I'm trying to cut down to like, or no, I'm not 177. I'm 166. I was 177 when I got on the scale.
Yeah.
Sorry. So I got down like 10 pounds in like 4 days, which is retarded. I have a sauna here, so I've been cutting a lot of water weight.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So yeah, dude, it's like a little thing. You just sitting
Oh,
there,
that's so
heats
cool.
up. Oh, dude, it's sick. It's so awesome. I lost so much weight in that thing, but now I'm like going back to the gym and shit, like trying to get cut the weight properly, not like super unhealthy like I used to. There was a period of time in wrestling when I was like I think last year I was 170 or no, 2 years ago when I was a sophomore in high school. I was wrestling 170 and I was like all flabby and shit. And I'm like, damn, this kind of sucks. So my ref was like, hey, or not my ref, my coach, he was like, hey, next season, why don't you try and come in around like, like 155, 150. I'm like, all right. I came in within that month that he told me that, I cut down to 145. Within a month, I was taking medication that was subsiding my hunger and I was losing weight like nothing. It was so unhealthy, but I looked so good. I can't lie. Like I looked great. I was so happy with it. But I'm trying to cut the weight in a healthy way now, not like, doing that shit. But it's
If you just
going
cut it
well.
off, if you just cut it off all at once, you're not gonna have too much energy when you step in the cage versus if you like slowly
Exactly.
break it down.
Exactly. That's why like for this amateur event that I might be participating in like October, they do same day weigh-ins for MMA. So I'm like, damn, I would have to cut a lot of weight before that. So that way I'm not completely draining myself and then like just get like coming in with a glass jaw. You know what I mean? Like a lot of fighters, like Cody Garbrandt, when he cut from 135 to 125, came out and got knocked out by Kai Kara France. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of I don't know how to explain it. I don't know what it just the weight cut drains you. It just completely
Mhm.
drains you. Like that's why a lot of fighters like I don't even understand how Connor made 145. That dude looked like a skeleton. Like it was bad. Like a lot of these fighters should not be fighting at those weights. But I'm getting sidetracked now. That's what I do. My ADHD is like retarded. So,
No, you're
but
good.
dude, it happens. But yeah, I'm trying to cut down to like 155 by the time I fight with I think it's the White Wolf, something like that. I don't know. He only had one fight in the yard and it was boxing. So hopefully this can be a time where I can put my name down as, oh yeah, that's CPAT. He'll knock you the fuck out type of guy. Like I don't, because like T says it and you say it and a lot of other people say it, but I want people to know that that's what I can do. Like people that don't fight me or that don't want to fight me. Like
Mhm.
I want to fight the best people in the yard, dude. Like I want Italian Tyson at some point. I know that dude's an animal, but I want him at some point. I want PA Hitman. He was a pro fighter, and respectfully, I want to put him in a fucking retirement home. Like all respect to the dude, but I want to put him out. I want to be his last fight. And there's another one that I was thinking. Mike, that one. He's a beast. I love the dude, but I just feel like my wrestling's better. I feel like my striking's better. I just feel like I'm all around a better fighter. The dude is a beast, and he is. I think he's fighting for the 145 title at
Yep.
in August. So limit. I'll rack up a few more wins, cut down, and then me and him can have a fucking banger.
What's your
But
game plan for August?
um, honestly, I want to stay on the feet a little bit more. Because a lot of my fights they end up on the ground, and a lot of people like. As much as I hate to say it, like I want to entertain the fans. Like I want to entertain people. I want to get those views. I want my name being out there. So if I go out in August, I want to strike with the guy. He's around my height, so probably the same reach. I want to strike with him, and if I'm getting outstruck, I'm going to take him down. Like that's how it is. But if I feel like I can do more on the feet, I'm going to. Like I want to like respectfully, all respect to the dude. I want to knock the dude out. Like that's just how it is. I'm going out there. You're like I look at it as you're locked in a cage with me. I'm not locked in here with you.
Hmm.
So I'm going out there and I'm doing everything I can to put this guy's lights out, whether I have to choke him out or put him with an overhand and just put him straight to sleep. Like I'm going to do everything I can to knock this man out. With all respect, love the dude, but it
The
just has to
cal
be done.
the calmness you showed watching into the sensation fight, I definitely, if you can walk in with like that same headspace, I don't know if you were just like faking it till you make it or if you're actually in like a great headspace, but you saw like you walked in there, you were chill. You were like walking up to him chill. If you can keep
Mm.
that like calm composure, I don't think there's too many people that can stop you.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few people in mind that I like. I need to fight. Like I have to fight them eventually. Like I've been wanting to fight Italian Tyson ever since I was in seventh grade, and I was watching his fights when there wasn't even a yard. It was just
Yeah.
like them and some dude's back and like in mud. Like ever since then, I was like, damn, I really want to fight this dude. Like he's a beast. And dude, I used to get in trouble for watching that shit in school. Like I'd be watching it on my Chromebook in middle school, and then years later I'm fighting for the same people. It's insane how life is, man. It's actually insane.
What got you interested in fighting? Because you're so young, you fought like I don't think I know anybody else in the yard who has fought while they're in high school.
um there's actually a few people.
That,
Face's son, Man in the Mirror, I think he fought like his first time at like 16.
y'all
um
youngins are crazy.
yeah, and then there's that one dude, I forget his name. I think it's like Wild Samoan or like Samoan something. He fought he was there that one day when me and you had the fight, when he was just beating the shit out of dude, kicked him in the stomach, and he was like, oh, that dude, he's like I think he's like 17. I think he just
Holy
graduated.
shit.
Yeah, dude,
That
he's
dude
an
was
animal.
had some hands.
I know, dude. But
Whew.
your question, oh yeah. So I noticed at a young age, like I was always angry. I was always like I was always punching people, like and people that pissed me off. Like I was always getting bullied. I had so much anger built up. And then I remember I got into my first fight in sixth grade, and it was with this kid Damien, and it was because he put his hands on a girl. So we met up after school, and there was like a whole crowd. I'm talking like 50, 60 people just watching us, and like they're like, beat his ass, beat his ass.
Fight, 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 fight.
Oh shit. Like, dude, I had bleach blonde hair. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And then he just well, he swung once. I weaved and just cracked him in his face, hit him in the back of the head, which now I realize I shouldn't have done. And then I grabbed him by his shirt and pants and threw him down the street. And that was it. And I like ever since then I was like, damn, I'm a beast. But then I got humbled like a year later. But and then I noticed like as I would try more sports, like I tried football. I was okay at that. I played basketball, I played baseball, I played soccer, all these sports, and I was not good at any of them. And then I was like, oh, I'll join the wrestling team. I'm thinking, but dude, my ass was obsessed with WWE. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go out there and hit some dude with an elbow drop and pin him 1, 2, 3, and that's it. And then I go out in seventh grade and I start wrestling, and I was like, oh, this is not what I expected at all. But then I lost like 10 straight matches. And then I went on A team, which was like the varsity for middle school. And then I started just winning and winning. And then my eighth grade season, I won MVP. I think I was like 25-2 or something like that. But then I went into high school, and the difference is drastic. Like, it is a huge difference. Freshman year, I come in, I'm like 160. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be starting. But all the like varsity people dyed their hair blonde. I dyed my hair blonde before I even thought I was going varsity. And then I ended up wrestling JV the whole season. And then sophomore year, I went varsity a little bit. And then junior year, I actually quit because I cut down all that weight like my coach told me to, and then I didn't even start. A freshman was starting over me as a junior, and I beat him in a wrestle off, but I missed a week because like my head was all fucked up because one of my friends died in a car crash at that time, so I was like
Yeah.
really fucked up in the head. So I was just like staying home. I wasn't going out, wasn't eating, none of that. So he was like, "Hey, like you missed like a week of practice, so we gave the starting spot to him, but you can earn it back within the month." And I'm like, "Within the month, dude? I missed a week. My fucking one of my friends just died. Like, what?" So I was like, fuck this, I'm done. I quit. I joined Muay Thai classes. I started getting better at that. And I was going to this like small little place near me. And then I started going to Nicatones, and that's when I started doing more things. I wasn't doing jujitsu classes because I didn't have a gi. Like that's what pissed me off. They made you buy their gi, and then their gi was like $200. I'm like, I'm not paying for this fucking thing when I have my own gi. But at the same time, they were like, if your gi's white, then we can tolerate it. I'm like, nah, it's black. And they're like, ooh, the instructors wear black, so it's kind of like a respect thing. I'm like, all right, I understand. But I would go to no-gi classes and I would do perfectly fine at those. I mean, granted, I'd get subbed a few times, but my takedowns were there. I was taking kids down left and right. It's just I didn't know what to do when I was in the top position or in
Yeah.
full guard. Like there's a video of my no-gi competition at for this thing called RFL. Um I took the kid down, and it was such a cool takedown the way I did it. I landed in side control, but somehow his leg got wrapped around me, and then I was in his full guard. And then he did some weird variation of an arm bar. I don't know how to explain it, but he
Was it
hit it
like a
and
hugger? Like he
I don't
took it
know
up
how to
by his
explain it.
ear,
I'll
kind of
show
like
a
that.
video eventually. Like I'll send you a
Okay.
video of it, and you can even put it in here. I don't care. But he like I don't fucking know. It was so weird. He like wrapped his leg around my arm, and like just it was so weird and out of the ordinary. I was like, all right, I'll be fine. My arm's like this, and then I'm like, oh shit! I felt my arm crack. I'm like, yep, nope, I'm not doing that. So I tapped, and it was my first ever paid event, which was pretty cool. But I got a whopping amount of $9 because my mom bought a ticket and my grandma bought a ticket, so I
Well,
got
that's still
$9
something.
in return. It was so cool to me. I have the poster in my room from it. They gave you like a whole fight card looking thing, and I was on there. I'm like, damn, this is sick.
That is
So,
awesome.
oh, dude, it was awesome. I loved it. Such a cool experience.
I only got to do like your local grappling tournaments where like you show up, you grapple like 4 or 5 times. That shit sucks. I hate those. I absolutely hate it. Like I'm fighting once and like and then I'm fucking beat. But now you're expecting me to fight like 5 times, and then like if you want to get gold, you have to then do like a bracket for that shit. Nah, that shit
That's
sucks.
kind of like how it was for like wrestling tournaments.
Yep,
Like you would go
that's
and you'd wrestle
exactly
like
what it
three
is.
or four times.
Mhm.
Yeah, I never did jujitsu competition, so I don't know. But I mean, that's what I'm assuming it's like wrestling. Like I would go there and I'd wrestle like three or four matches, and by the end of the day, I'd be like,
Yeah,
like I'd go home and just face plant into my bed without showering and just pass out.
it's kind of like that, but like I, I didn't all the wrestling tournaments I did, you had like 40 minutes between like your matches. At jiu-jitsu tournaments, sometimes you'll be in the middle of a match and then they'll be calling you over at another mat. So you just have to
Really?
finish your mat, then immediately run over to the other mat, start another one. Fucking didn't get time to catch your breath.
Oh my
Sometimes you get like
God.
5 minutes, sometimes you get an hour. It just depends on how lucky you get, really.
Yeah, that's fucked though. I would not be able to do all that.
No,
That's like,
I hated it.
yeah, I would not be able to do any of that. Fuck that.
Yeah. And that's why I haven't done one like 2 years. And now the entire like school's going to one. They're like, Moffat, you have to go. I'm like, all right, fuck it, whatever. I'm gonna go, but I'm not gonna like going, okay?
Exactly, exactly.
All right. I got one more question from T from you. What does your day-to-day life look like?
Dude, right now, ever since I moved, since I just got a job yesterday. I just got my job interview done, and I'm starting within like 2 weeks. I'm going to be an apprentice to be an electrician, which is pretty fucking awesome. But other than that, dude, I've been going to bed super late recently. I've been waking up I texted you earlier. I woke up at like fucking 2. Um, but before that, I was usually going to bed at like 9, 10 o'clock at night, waking up around 8, 8:30. I was going to the gym, like lifting, running, doing whatever I could. Come home, eat, and then I'd probably just play Xbox rest of the day, honestly. Like I don't really do much.
Pretty much my life. Wake up a little bit, do a little workout. If I have a photo shoot, I'll go do that. If not, I'll just sit home, edit shit, maybe go to the gym. I have a class 4 days a week, so I have to go there.
Yeah, that's good though. That's what I miss about being in the gym. It was like it had me in a routine. Like my whole life basically revolved around this. It's like, all right, what do I have to do before I go, and what am I going to do after I go? So like not having the gym like completely fucked up like my whole like routine and shit. I've been going to bed super late, waking up super late. It's been fucking with me. But I have to get back into a better schedule. So now I'm going to be working like 60 hours a week. Like I got to get back to like going to bed at like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. Like, oh, it's gonna suck.
Definitely recommend like getting some, like at least like solo working before your fight. You don't want to go in there completely kind of like fresh.
Mhm. Now here, I got a question for you. This is completely off topic about what we're talking
Go
about, but
for it.
who do you want to fight? I know you want to fight Sensation. I know everybody wants to beat his ass, but who do you want to fight other than Sensation that you feel like would be a good matchup for you?
Curtis Shadow.
Yeah,
I watched I
that would be
watched
really good.
I watched him smoke who was that?
Italian
Tyson.
Tyson.
I watched him smoke Tyson in like a minute on the ground. And I'm like, you're not finishing me on the ground like that.
Yeah, I feel because I originally was supposed to fight him, and then I was like, "What's your record?" And he was like, 5-0. I'm like, I'm 1-3, bro. I ain't doing that. I know, like, I'm not gonna be a bitch and like back out of a fight, but like, that would have just been complete utter domination. Like, I wouldn't have even been a fight for me. Like, he just came in, took down one of their best guys, and then subbed them within a minute. Like, that wouldn't have been fun for me. Like, I want to have a challenge. I want to be able to land some shots, maybe get a takedown in, but like if I already know you're just gonna completely bitch me, like I'm not gonna do it. Like there's
Yeah.
no point in me doing it. And that's not even me acting like a pussy or like, but I'm just like man enough
There's
to
no
be like, yeah, you
reason.
beat my ass.
There's no reason taking a fight that you know you're gonna lose. Like
Exactly.
it takes
Like
balls to admit you're like there's levels to each game and you have to know like I'm here. I'm working to get here, but I'm not here yet.
yeah, and that's why I said like he was like yeah I think he was 4-0 and then he became 5-0 when he beat Tyson. But I was like yeah I'm 1-3, bro. I don't think this would be a very fair fight. And then he was like, "Oh, no, that's fine." And then he went back in, and then they were like, "Do you want to fight Tyson?" He was like, "Yeah," and then fucking killed the dude in a minute. I was so surprised, like I was in shock. I did not think that was going to happen. But apparently, the night before, I found this out from some people at Streetbeefs. Apparently, the night before, Tyson was like drinking like a motherfucker, and he came in hungover as shit. And
I believe it.
I don't think that that's an excuse for him getting beat like that, though.
It's not.
I don't see that as an excuse. I see that as
Well,
you're a fucking idiot.
when he got taken to the ground, it didn't look like he knew how to defend the choke.
No,
It
and
just
he gave the dude his back. Like he wasn't even. It was like what he wasn't even trying. And then he boxed Lil Mac and was like "Ugh, ugh," like every 5 minutes. And I was like, dude, like what are you doing? You know you're fighting tomorrow. Why the fuck are you drinking the night before? Like that night, I went home and I drank. Like I like after the fight.
yeah,
But
but you just celebrated
yeah, I
like
celebrated
pregame
getting
before
kicked
a
in the fucking
fight.
head. I celebrated getting kicked in the fucking head, dude. I went home and drank like a fucking 12 pack of Miller Lite. Like I was fine. But if you're doing this the night before a fight, it just shows how much you do not give a fuck about. Like I respect the dude, but he clearly does not care about fighting that much. I think his ego got completely like up here after most of his fights, and I just feel like he's fucking slacking, and I feel like he's working out. And don't get me wrong, I follow the dude on Instagram. He puts in the work, but like when you're like he had an amateur fight at Flex Fight Series, and he fought one of Manu's guys like on his team, and he had the dude in a standing guillotine, and it pissed me off because he was like, this guy tapped, and I was like, no, the fuck he didn't. I could see it with my own eyes. He didn't tap. You got beat. Like whether, and even if he did tap and the ref didn't see it, he didn't win the fight. Then if you felt him tap, why didn't you stop? There's another one, but I don't fucking know. I feel like his ego just got so big that he feels like he can do whatever he wants, come in and then kick ass. Like you can't do that. He puts in the work. Don't get me wrong, but if you're fucking, like I said, if you're fucking drinking the night before, you have to go and fight. Whether it's street beefs or the UFC, like it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
I treat this like it is the UFC. I treat this like I'm going in for a title fight every single time. I train, I put the work in, and I try my best to go out there and do what I can do. But if you're drinking the night before, coming in hungover as fuck, like throwing up in the cage, like, dude, what are you doing? That's just embarrassing. It's completely embarrassing. Like, no disrespect to him. Like, I respect the guy. I respect what he's done. I respect his resume and everything he's done in Street Beefs. But I just think his ego's fucking through the roof.
I think that would be the only way to explain drinking before you have to go to a fight. Like
Yeah,
you're just
you don't
assuming that
care.
you're gonna win, not
He's like,
giving
oh,
any
I'm going to
respect to the
celebrate
opponent.
before.
Yeah.
Like he went in like not knowing who he was even gonna fight. Like he's probably thinking he's gonna get some fucking like probably somebody like fucking I don't know, some dude who's washed up or some dude who has no clue what he's doing or somebody who's just there for their first time. Like that's what pisses me off. Like I don't think he respects anybody except himself. And I respect the dude. Like I said, like I'm not gonna stop saying that I respect him because I have respect for the guy. I just think that his ego's through the fucking roof. Feel like he thinks he can do whatever he fucking wants and then come in and knock people out. But his fight with Curtis Shadow showed that. You drink the night before, guess what? He just took you down and subbed you within the first fucking minute. Now what are you gonna do? And then you got beat up by Lil Mac for fucking 10 minutes. What are you gonna do after that? Like it's just fucking disrespectful to the whole sport and to Street Beefs as an organization. Like I just felt like that was so fucked up.
I definitely agree with you. Do you have any other questions for me?
Not that's on my mind right now. If you got any more for me, you can shoot them.
Just got one more for you. What is your plan after August?
Um, Probably gonna cut more weight, honestly. I'm hoping I can go out there and get a win that like defines me as a top fighter in Street Beefs. Um, I'm hoping I can just like all respect to the dude, but I just want to fucking knock his teeth down his throat. Like I'm so tired of. I went from winning one fight thinking I was on top of the world to winning three straight or losing three straight, and like, damn, I'm like that fucking sucks. Like I remember, like this isn't really why I was like this, but like in January, I dude, I was so low on myself. Like I attempted my own life. I went to a hospital for like a week or week and a half probably. And I came out like all fucked up. And then my girlfriend left me like a week after I got out, a 2 year relationship, and then she left me and I was like, fuck, dude. Like I was like rock like if there was a rock bottom, I was way below that fucking rock. You know what I mean? Like I was so fucked up in the head. I was drinking to like all the time. I was smoking nonstop. I was doing everything I could to like keep myself out of my head, if that
Mhm.
makes sense. And then around like March was when I like finally picked myself back up and I was finally like going back out and hanging out with my friends and I was trying to stay sober. I was still drinking like socially, but I was trying so hard to stay sober and shit. And I think when did we fight? We fought in April, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that was when I like you can tell there's like not that much of a difference, but there's definitely a visible difference that I put on a little bit more weight when I fought T until then. And that was because I was drinking, I was getting high and getting the munchies and shit. I was just so fucked up in the head and all over a girl, dude. The whole reason I was in the hospital was because of a girl. The whole reason that I was upset after was because of a girl. Like women fucking suck sometimes.
They
Like
do.
I'll just say that. Women can fucking suck. And the worst part is like, yeah, I don't know how to explain. Like as a guy, you don't get attached to things easily. But then when you do, you're like locked on. And
Yep.
that's how I was with her. And it fucking sucked. But like now I'm finally over it. I've been over it for few months now. I'm finally back in a good mental space, and I'm coming back a completely different fighter. I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of being down on myself. I'm coming back and I'm fucking killing everybody. Like that's just how it's gonna be. Like I don't care who they put in front of me. I'm going to win. Like that's my mindset now. Like you can put anybody in front of me, but guess what? They're locked in there with me. You put them in there with me. That's just my mindset for the rest of my fucking life now, dude. Like losing a girl that I cared about, um, realizing how low I was on life just made me realize, like, dude, I'm not gonna sit here and be a bitch and pity myself. I have to pick myself back up, and that's what I did. And here I am.
You know, sometimes you just need that big slap in the face to make yourself better. I'm glad to see that you're turning around. I'm not going to be able to
Yeah,
be there in August. I have a seminar to go to, but I'd love to be in your corner any other time you fight, dog. It's
yeah,
fun.
dude. I appreciate that like a lot. It means a lot. Like a lot of people, like, dude, that's why I love Street Beefs. The family is just awesome. Like you meet, like, dude, like when me and Tina Ashley, dude, we fought, and after we were both thrown up in bushes and shit, and then we like smoked a joint and like just bullshitted the rest of the time. It was like the coolest experience. And then like again, like me and you, we fought. Here we are on a podcast together. Like you know, it's the organization itself like brings so many people together, and they like it's originally it was just like for people solving their beef. Like if you go back to their old videos, like 9 or 10 years ago, it was all just people like having beef over like their baby mamas and shit. They would come in and just fight, and then their beef would be done. But like people were like, "Oh, this could be like a good way to get my name out." And now Street Beefs is what it is. Like it's fucking almost 3 million subscribers and shit. Like that's why I love Face, dude. He's such a good dude. Like, and a lot of people. I don't know if you've seen it the video recently with his son that got jumped,
I
but a
did.
lot of
That
people were
was crazy.
dude, a lot of people were shitting on him. Like, why are you giving this kid a Shark Tank? Like, he doesn't know how to box. Like, oh, like imagine being a father and then your son gets jumped and kicked in the face by 9 kids. Like, I don't know if you've seen the kid's face after, but he was like all fucked up. And then they
Man in
came
the
in and they
Mirror
all
is the only
boxed him.
one. Man in the Mirror is the really only the one who really laid it on him. It looked like everyone else was kind of just like giving him heat every now and again, but like not
Oh, dude, he
destroying him.
because that's his brother. He came out and was like,
Exactly.
Fuck this." Like,
Bro,
dude,
if
he laid
anybody
it out
jumped,
on him.
if I found out someone jumped my brother, I'd be fucking all over them the exact same way. Family's
That's how I
family,
am.
dog.
Exactly. Like, dude, you don't gotta be blood to be family. That's how I am with a lot of people. Like, if I found out like you got jumped or T got
Yeah,
jumped, dude, I'm driving down with like
yeah.
10 people and I'm fucking
Facts.
laying it down, bro. Like, that's just how I am. That's how I always will be. I don't fuck with that jumping shit. I really don't,
Bro, that's some big pussy shit. All right, we're
dude.
running out of time. I'm gonna have you back. This was great. I want to bring you back on
Oh
with
yeah.
T Nasty and Crimson. I think that would be a great like four-way podcast.
Oh, dude, that should be the next one. That'd be fucking awesome.
It's definitely good in the plans. All right, you got any socials you'd like to shout out?
Yeah. My Instagram, really, that's really all I use. But Colin Reeser MMA. Uh, follow me if
It'll be
you
right
end up
there.
seeing this. Yeah, buddy.
All right, you have
All
a
right,
great
man.
time. Thank you for coming on. I definitely appreciate it, and I can't wait to have you back.
Yeah, bro. Dude, I'm hyped to be back. I'm excited.
It's great. Good luck in August, my guy. I can't wait to see you
Thank
get
you,
that
bro.
win. Turn it around.
Yes, sir. Have a good day, bro.
You as well.